change, that's helpful too. I also handed her a pen. The customer took the form. Wonderful. I unfolded the first bolt of toasty gold fabric. This is a beautiful print, brand new this season. How many yards? But the woman was staring at the sheet of paper I'd given her. Everything beautiful has a story it wants to tell, she said, reading aloud the store's tagline at the top of the form. I love that. It's our motto here at the heirloom yard, I said. One of my professors in textile school taught me that. The professor had actually said that every textile design is based on a cherished universal truth. I had prettied up his long-ago statement. On a long-ago day. And how many yards would you like? I repeated my question. Oh, 2. No, 3 yards, please, of each. I measured out the yardage and began to cut. It's so well said, the woman continued, especially if you're a quilter, and I just love the name of this fabric store. Did you come up with that too? I nodded toward my employer and best friend, Celine, whose silvery pixie haircut was visible among a kaleidoscope of Ginny Beyer prints as she waited on another customer in the middle of the store. Celine over there came up with the name. This is her shop, and all the beautiful quilts on the walls are hers. Celine looked back at us and winked a hello. I pushed the first bolt aside and reached for the other one, a chocolate-brown cotton flecked with gold swirls. Actually, make that 1, 2.5. The woman sighed gently and visually took in the heirloom yard's shelves and tables. I am so glad I found your store, I can't even tell you. When I knew we were moving to Manhattan, the first thing I did was mourn the loss of my favorite fabric store. I didn't think there'd be one here to replace it. I guess I thought Manhattan would be too urban and refined for quilts. Her comment made me laugh. I had come to the city years ago, a new bride, a new college graduate, with a few misconceptions of my own. My daughter lives in Connecticut. She's the one who told me to check on the Upper West Side, the woman went on. She had read in one of her magazines about how you specialize in reproduction fabric. It was a few years ago, but she keeps all her back issues. That's how I found you. That article, 3 years old, was still bringing in new business. I straightened the unfolded length of the second fabric and began to cut. It's my favorite thing to do, actually, finding a match for an old fabric. And she's brilliant at it, Celine said, now from just a few feet away as she prepared to cut yardage at a second cutting table. I think that's so very interesting, the woman said. And you can always find a match? My scissors paused for only a second. Almost always. But sometimes you can't. Again the scissors lingered over the fabric for a breath of a second. The older a textile is, the harder it is. If we can't find it, then it might mean we'll go to a designer. That can be expensive, but we can recommend some good ones. Most of the time you can find something, though? I mean, it's not the end of the world if you can't find that Shaylee, but I sure hope you can. The scissors snipped through the last of the cut. Yes, most of the time. You know, the woman went on, oblivious to the tiny interlude, I'm going to have to bring in my grandmother's wedding dress. She was a mail-order bride during the expansion to the West, and I listened with polite interest. In truth, I welcomed the swift transition into a conversation that didn't remind me of the one fabric I'd been unable, for 10 years, to match. Granted, I had no swatch, no photograph, nothing but the memory of the material to work with, and even that was hazy. It had been in my hands for less than 1 day, and, as Celine liked to remind me, that had been a day like no other. I should ease up on my expectations. How many antique swatch books had I thumbed through? How many websites and textile houses had I browsed looking for its match? The scarf had been an Andean textile, French-made from an Indian design and surely 100 years old. The name Lily had been stitched in black near one edge, and the repeating pattern was a burst of marigolds. In nearly a decade I had found nothing close by way of a match.